Hey y'all, and welcome to the live this evening. I hope everybody doing okay. Uh, mm, all right, y'all, let's get to this content. As you come in, hit that like button. Let's get these lights up to 1,000, 2,000. Okay, 2Ks, okay. Let's talk about this case right here. It's heartless and it's painful and it's for educating and news reporting purposes. Okay. Uh, young, 16 years old, shot and killed his own friend. His own friend, a person he bees around, and then he unalived two other men. Now, what is this telling y'all? What's going on? It's time for y'all people in the universal to start standing up and listening and take charge of what's going on. If you see what's going on, get out. Stop focusing on your relationship and focus on your children. Something ain't right with this. This boy, this is friend. He took his own friend life and two other men. This is serious. This you all don't see what's going on. Now he gonna be tried as an adult. They tired of playing with these teenagers. They are tired of Chicago. Tired of playing with them. Just can't commit a crime and think you just supposed to do juvenile time. Let's listen to this.
In moments, in just a few moments, he forever changed the lives of surviving victims and those he killed.
Now at 5:30, a 16-year-old is charged as an adult for a shooting that killed 3 people and wounded another on the south side.
WGN's Angelica Sanchez is at 26th and California now with reaction from one of the victim's grandmothers.
Cynthia Jones tells us she was looking forward to seeing her grandson, 14-year-old Amir Dees, graduate from his middle school with honors. That all changed on February 25th. She says the person who shot and killed her grandson was his friend.
For you to be the one to take his life, that's just sickening to me.
Jones says her grandson told her he was playing video games at a friend's house, located on the 8,000 block of South Vincennes Avenue in the Chatham neighborhood. That's why prosecutors say a teen suspect opened fire on multiple people, all because he wanted to take a rifle from inside the home. According to court documents, 16-year-old Antonio Velasco is facing felony murder charges for shooting and killing Dees and shooting and killing a 36-year-old man and a 20-year-old man that were also inside the home.
Obviously, this child is angry about something.
Velasco is also facing an attempted felony murder charge for shooting and injuring a 16-year-old inside the home. Police say great efforts went into finding him. He was arrested in Hazel Crest.
He has to be held accountable, period.
Period.
That's simple. There is no excuse for anyone to reach this level of violence.
State's Attorney Kim Fox says the teen will be tried as an adult.
4 lives have been changed. The victims who have been taken from their families, and now this young person who now faces the grave consequences and the accountability for his actions.
And that's what they have to do, y'all.
Now Jones, Allison knowing an arrest has been made.
This child needs to be off the street. He needs.
The teen suspect will be back in.
Now, what I want to do is show y'all the I want to show y'all that you know, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I want y'all to see what he charged for, okay? This was a this was a triple homicide. This was a triple homicide, y'all. And it's time for them to step up and do something about these young folks and what they do. So that boy need help too. Hold on for y'all.
It's the 16-year-old offender who shot and killed 3 people, including a 14-year-old and 2 adults, on February 25th, 2024, in the 8000 block of South Vincennes. He also shot and injured a 16-year-old male. This juvenile offender is being charged as an adult. These members of the Area 2 Detective Division, standing here, conducted this investigation over the past month. During the course of the investigation, they pursued justice and accountability. With that, I would also like to mention our fugitive apprehension team, who worked really hard with the Detective Division to bring this young man into custody. This 16-year-old offender has been charged with 3 felony counts of first-degree murder, 1 felony count of attempt first-degree murder. During this senseless shooting, the offender took the lives of 3 people and injured 1 more. In just a few moments, he forever changed the lives of surviving victims and those he killed. He has to be held accountable, period. That simple. There is no excuse for anyone to reach this level of violence. I want to thank the Area 2 detectives, the fugitive apprehension team, and all those involved in this investigation who diligently gathered the evidence needed to bring charges in this case. I cannot stress enough the work that the Chicago Police Department is doing and our detective division doing to bring justice to these victims. This is another example of how our detectives, working with the state's attorney's office, and I'd like to thank the state's attorney's office and Kim Fox for their work with the detective division in bringing charges to this individual. This is another example of how our detectives and our department will never forget our victims. Following this shooting, our family liaison office worked with those directly affected by this shooting. They referred them to resources. We know this type of trauma will affect these families forever. And we want to make sure that we provide resources that are available for these family members. We will continue to fight for those who have been victimized by violent crimes in our neighborhoods. We will continue to work for them, and we will continue to attempt to bring them justice. I will now turn it over to Chief City. She'll give you more details on the shooting and the charges.
Good afternoon. On February 25th, 6 district officers responded to a call of multiple people shot. Upon arrival, officers discovered 2 adults and 2 teenagers shot inside of a residence on the 8000 block of South Vincennes. 3 of the victims, ages 14, 20, and 36, all succumbed to their injuries. The surviving 16-year-old was in serious condition. Several other individuals were inside of the house at the time of the shooting, but were not injured. Detectives immediately initiated an investigation. As they gathered witness statements, they learned the offender was welcomed inside of the house as the acquaintance of a young man who was friends with the family who lived there. The offender produced a handgun after an altercation and shot all of the victims who were in the room. The offender then fled and was observed on video that detectives recovered, which assisted in identifying him. On Tuesday, the U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force placed the 16-year-old offender into custody in Hazel Crest. Detectives presented the facts of the case to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, and charges were approved yesterday for 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempt first-degree murder. I want to thank Area 2 detectives, the Area 2 Area Tech Center, the U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Fugitive Task Force, for the tireless efforts put forth to gather the necessary evidence to obtain charges, and to locate the offender. Earlier, the superintendent mentioned the importance of holding this offender accountable. The work these officers and detectives do every day.
How much life insurance can I
You
get
know,
without a medical exam?
why that commercial?
How does up to one?
This is so sad, y'all, and it's so heartless, but it makes me wonder about this 16-year-old too. Where is his family?
Holding violent individuals to account for their actions and ensuring families and communities do not have to endure tragedies like this one again in the future. I would now like to introduce Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. I stand here with Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling, Chief of Detectives Antoinette Rossetti, and Alderman Will Hall, again, united in sorrow for yet another tragedy that has rocked our community. We are here to announce the filing of charges in what can only be described as a heart-wrenching case that has not only claimed the lives of 3 individuals, but has also irrevocably changed the lives of another. A tragedy unfolded among friends within what should have been the safe confines of a home. And today, a 16-year-old boy will be charged as an adult on 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. 4 lives have been changed. The victims who have been taken from their families, and now this young person who now faces the grave consequences and the accountability for his actions. To the families of the victims, I offer my deepest condolences. Your pain is unimaginable, and no words can truly comfort the loss that you bear. Please know that we at the State's Attorney's Office are committed to seeking justice for your loved ones and with the utmost diligence and respect to you and your family. To the family of the accused, I recognize the immense pain you must be experiencing. Your lives too have been forever changed and altered by this tragedy of what should have been a young boy who acted as though a man and will suffer the consequences as an adult. Our commitment to justice is unwavering, but justice alone cannot heal the deep-seated issues that contribute to these tragic outcomes. This tragedy reminds us of our painful reminder of our collective responsibility to nurture an environment where our young people are supported and guided towards making positive choices, and that they will be held accountable when they do otherwise. It requires a concerted effort from all community sectors, law enforcement, schools, community organizations, faith-based groups, families, and individuals to create meaningful change. It is about building a community where everyone feels valued, understood, empowered to achieve their potential without resorting to violence. We must not condone violence. This case underscores a tragic loss for our community, the loss of young lives, and the stark reality of a young person, 16 years old, facing the consequences of his grave choices and decisions, and ultimately his violent actions. Let this be a call to action for all of us to deepen our commitment to preventing violence, supporting our youth, and building a community where such tragedies are no longer a regular reality for the people of Chicago. With that, I turn it over to 6th Ward Alderman William Hall.
Thank you. Thank you to Superintendent Snelling, Chief of Detectives, and last but not least, Commander Tate in the 6th District for serving, protecting, and also our state's attorney for bringing us justice. I just want to say this briefly. Until we get to the day where we build communities, we won't save lives. Until we build schools, parks where kids can go, we will continue to lose lives, whether it's by a gun or by a jail cell. So the question now becomes, how can we build together so that we can work alongside our police, work alongside our state's attorney to save lives? We have to build, we have to save, unless we're going to continue to have press conferences talking about loss. And so I'm calling everyone, before it gets hot, before the summertime comes, what block will you build on? What life are you going to serve and save so that we don't lose another child to a grave or a jail cell? Thank you.
Some caring
now we
people.
will have our superintendent of police.
With that, I'll take any questions.
again. The motive behind the shooting, you say that the suspect was known to the family. Is there a motive for why he opened fire?
I'll turn that over to Chief City.
Right now, what we're able to confirm is that there was an altercation before the shooting took place.
Altercation.
Outside my work, I am
Lord, yeah,
a
it
full-time
always
mother.
got to be something that started out though. Camper. Oh, then I'm on there.
Hi, Sophie Sherry with the Twin Times. I know police initially said they were looking for 2 attackers. Is that no longer the case here? Do we believe this individual acted independently, or is there still an additional shooter out there?
Well, right now, there's still a person of interest, and the detective division is looking into that. They're following up.
Ward, ABC 7. I just want to piggyback. A person of interest not in custody that you guys are still looking for?
No, we're just following up on the information that we have right now. So the person is not in custody at this time, but there is a person of interest.
Okay, there is a person of interest. They don't want the news to mess them. Camper. Excuse me, y'all. Come here. They don't want the person of interest to get away. So that y'all hear Camper. That's okay. I'm gonna let this man talk. He don't got on my nerve.
My question for State's Attorney Fox, you guys have mentioned accountability. Explain what's up with life in this case for this suspect who's facing 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. What does that accountability look like?
Well, this is the start. The first is to be charged with the crime. He is being charged as an adult. Ultimately, at the moment, he is innocent until proven guilty. Accountability is trying this case before the trier of fact, whether that's a judge or...
In other words, are y'all sure y'all got the right killer? Y'all sure y'all got the right shooter? Because y'all said, y'all trying to be professional up here. I'm not trying to mess you up. Okay, you say you're still looking for the person of interest. Now, our attention is on the 16-year-old who's going to be charged. So what y'all news don't mess the presentation what they trying to do here. And look how he looking. And it seems like he's saying that we're gonna say that we're gonna charge a 16-year-old for as an adult on with a triple homicide. Okay, but the person of interest has something to do with this. Okay.
jury and having a verdict rendered. If a verdict of guilt is rendered, he will face the consequences that one faces when they are convicted of first-degree murder. That's what accountability looks like.
Ooh, she got that.
Can you give a little bit more details how you were able to track down the suspect in Hazel Crest?
As we mentioned, our detectives immediately responded out to the scene. They interviewed witnesses. They collected video. And then throughout the course of the investigation, as they were able to confirm an identity.
No. That's not what they asked you. They said, how did y'all know about that situation? Who called in and told y'all? Y'all don't want to say that. That's what they asking you. They didn't ask you what you just said, ma'am. They want to know, how did y'all know that it was a homicide going on in that house? That's all.
We're able to locate the 16-year-old offender in Hazel Crest, where we believe he was at the residence of a relative.
My thing is, hold on. How do they, because they maybe don't ask the question I want, how did y'all know that the 16-year-old was the shooter? If y'all have a person of interest. So they evidently then that the 16-year-old is talking. That's not safe for the 16-year-old.
To kind of follow up, what's the condition of the 16-year-old that was also shot and survived?
The condition of the survivor.
He was stable at the time, and as I think the message has been consistent, unfortunately, large part of his recovery is going to be from the trauma of what he experienced and what he had to see that day.
Charlie Wojciechowski from Channel 5. First one, just to clarify, there was an altercation prior to the shooting. Did he go there with the intention of provoking an altercation and shooting these people, or was it just an argument that he got out of hand?
You know what, Charlie, if I may, there will be a detention hearing shortly. A proffer will be read, which will list the facts surrounding that day and give greater clarity to what happened that day.
Is that going to be 26th or?
That will be, he's being tried as an adult, so that will be at 26 in California.
And the second question for you and for everyone else, I mean, we talk very often in these cases about reaching children like this before incidents like this happen, approaching them with the whole power of government. What could have been done in this case to reach out to the 16-year-old?
Book your first cleaning today.
See, I always told y'all and I always speak on politics and all these. Not saying that they got the politics has a lot to do with what is going on in these situations like this. Okay.
An incident like this one happen, and what would you like to see happen in the future?
I want to be clear. I'm a parent of teenagers. I've got two. I've got two who are now 20. There is no excuse for going into a home and shooting up 4 people.
That's right.
And what I will say to you is that as a community, as Alderman Hall has indicated, as the superintendent has communicated, we need to work together as a community to ensure that our young people have the resources that they need to live healthy, thriving lives. We also need to hold young people who go afoul of the law and engage in violent behavior like this accountable. It's a both and. And I would love to be able to say to you that there are things that we could do to prevent tragedies like this. And I think we should do everything that we can to do that. But I think in this instance, there was a choice that was made. A choice that was made
and
to
it's
use
got
a
to be
weapon
consequences.
and to snuff out the lives of 3 individuals. And there's accountability for that choice.
And see, y'all, what tripping me out, I'm listening to what they're saying. If the person, they wasn't there, so whoever told them what happened, who gave them this information, what about the person of interest? What part and what role did he play in this situation? I don't hear nothing. I don't hear it. All I can hear is about the 16-year-old as a shooter. I don't hear the part at the person of interest. Why are we looking for a person? Why are they, I'm saying we don't. Why are we looking for a person of interest if they're not, wherever they get this information from, have not said what the person of interest doing? Y'all hear me? I know y'all hear me.
As a parent,
Thank you.
when my children go against the rules of our home, they must be held accountable.
That's right.
Without accountability, there is no responsibility for one's own behavior. So I just want to be clear. This young person is responsible for their own behavior.
That's right.
We as the adults who care for young people need to make sure we do everything that we can in our power to create environments for them where they have choices laid out before them that lead them to lead healthy, thriving lives. But ultimately, the choice in this instance was made by this person who's being charged.
That's right. Well said, young lady.
I'd like to follow up with that and just say thank you to State's Attorney Fox for that statement. Couldn't be truer. We have a 16-year-old who decided to open fire on a house full of people, killing 3 of them. There are consequences that come with that.
Now, where are the person of interest? Where did he get the gun from? How did he get the gun? What else happened in that house? Something happened to make him truckle, like they say it was an altercation. Let's talk about the altercation, because really we still haven't heard anything.
We talk about prevention. 16, 17 years old, if we're trying to reach out at that point, sometimes, and most oftentimes, it's late. We've got to reach out younger. We have to have programs for our youth. And when I say our youth, I'm talking about very young children.
That's right.
So that they don't engage in this type of lifestyle. These are choices that individuals are making.
That's right.
And I understand poverty. I grew up in it.
There you go.
But I also understood that there were choices
and it's amazing how he's standing here saying that, and we just got off a live about when I was going to get me some crab when I was talking about modern relationship. This was part of what we was talking about. What he's saying in our modern relationship that I had some young people on here, and just listen to what just happened. Listen to what just happened. What make a 16-year-old, a 16-year-old mentally go in there? Okay, I know an altercation came. What happened? This, I know they can't tell us everything because they don't have to. A 16-year-old, y'all, let me tell you something. They learned about decision making and responsibility decision making in the 8th grade, 6th grade. Y'all hear me? They know right from wrong. But what made him react it like he did?
I would make that would alter my life if I engaged in those types of activities. There's right and there's wrong.
Yeah.
There are things that are universally wrong. We know what those things are. And when you make a choice to engage in that type of behavior, you need and have to be held accountable.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to make sure that we do. We hold these people accountable. If we don't hold these young people accountable when they are committing violent crimes, one or two things are going to happen.
Photographers.
I think let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. Since we talk about younger kids, okay, now I'm not about to sit here and blame no parent, because a lot of these kids, parents are raising them right. Okay, but that is what he true enough is saying about the responsibility and what the accountability. We understand about the responsibility and the accountability of what a younger person doing. But what are y'all gonna do with him besides just lock him up? What are you gonna do when he get locked up? How are you going to what word I want to say? How are you going to help this young man? And it's since he's 16, giving him time. And what else? What else? What do y'all have in place of what he did so he won't do it no more when he hit the street? Now I know y'all don't want to hear it, but that's just the truth. Got to talk about all of this. Put everything in place. If we're gonna put something in place, put it all in place.
To continue to commit those violent crimes and eventually become a statistic themselves as a victim of violent crime, or they'll end up in prison.
So what are you going to do to prevent him from being another statistic when he do come out and when he do get a bond? Y'all going to give these young folks a bond. And they're going to get back out there again. And they are to know what not to do. And they are not going to come back there. And they don't want to come back there anymore. So they're going to do what? They're going to commit more crimes. What are y'all going to do to this young man to get this 16-year-old who did the shooting some help? Instead of institutionalizing them, let's get them some help while they in there beside looking at TV and playing cards every day. And I know y'all don't want to hear this, but the truth is the truth.
At some point, when we know that we have someone who has acted violently, we need to hold them accountable the first time and not allow them to become repeat offenders and not allow them to believe that they can continue with this type of behavior with no responsibility, no accountability.
Institutionalizing not going to happen.
I say this as law enforcement and also as a person who grew up under the similar conditions as most of these young people. There are choices that you make. And when you make those choices, you live with the circumstances behind.
Well, see, y'all, see, I'm trying not to get upset with what he's saying. What caused that 16-year-old to have that kind of behavior that he has? I know y'all gonna institutionalize him, but find out what was on his mind when that happened to him. Telling us that what you gonna do to hold him accountable and responsibility. He already know his consequences when he did what he did. We're not happy that y'all are giving him his consequences and what he been held a bit of. This was a 16-year-old boy. What were their parents? They was friends. He was with his friends. What happened to him mentally? It's what we trying to make sure that you get help for him. That ain't helping. That's not making me put a smile on my face because you gonna lock this little boy, institutionalize this little boy. This not helping me. This not gonna make me smile and feel safe. That's the problem what we have now. But most of our kids are institutionalized mentally. Y'all got to wake up, America, and listen to what I'm saying. They are institutionalizing y'all young people. And once they put y'all behind that bar, y'all are not, these young kids are not learning that. The only thing gonna happen is he gonna get a bun and he gonna get back out in the street and do the same thing over. Because he felt that he's gonna get away. Y'all gonna give him a bun. He got to have a bond hearing. Until y'all change the law. Till the law change. Then we'll have less violence than what's going on now. Until y'all change the law. Y'all put the guns in the kids' hand and they doing what they supposed to do with the guns in their hands. Parents, y'all stop the parents from raising the kids. Y'all them up at first and when they discipline their kids. Now y'all trying to change the law. Man, whatever. Stay here and talk politics with me if you want to.
Now, I'd also like to say when I'm standing here with, and I am proud to stand here with my team, the Detective Division, with Alderman Hall, State's Attorney Fox, knowing that we brought some level of justice to the family by taking in this 16-year-old. Now, we call that justice.
So y'all call what y'all did a level of justice. Y'all do. Y'all ready to? Y'all ready to call this a level of justice that y'all did? Locking him up is good. Don't he have a family? What he's accountable just for triple shooting? That's homicide. That's terrible. Why did his mind, y'all got to get in the minds of these young people and find out what the problem is. It's an altercation that happened. Now, I'm tired of seeing these things that keep happening over and over and over again. What made that boy act like that and shot his friend? What? I know we angry with him that he did some shooting. And I know y'all happy that y'all got you. Y'all said it was a person of interest in him. What did that person? What y'all ain't talking about them? Y'all keep bringing up this 6-year-old, 16-year-old who probably y'all were harder on us back in the day, but I was 16 and 15-year-old kids. Now I see what's going on. This is not supposed to keep happening. So when y'all put the gun in the young people's hand, this is what they do. You want to put the blame on the younger generation, the modern generation, for what's going on. Y'all the one changed the law and made the law for them to do this. I see what's going on politically. Yes, I'm upset. Yes. Because y'all gonna blame this 16-year-old for going in there and shoot them folks out there. If y'all never change the law, the law politically got these kids to where they are, got these parents to where they are. Because y'all took the discipline that the parents were using for their kid and turned the discipline into the kid's hand and put it in the kid's hand and let the kids tell the parent what to do. You can't hit me, mama. They were getting ready to say, you can't hit me, mama, because the police will lock you up. Now it's the gun. Gun laws change. Now y'all want to lock the 16-year-old. Find out what's wrong with the boy. Therefore, y'all just institutionalizing these young people, and y'all ain't y'all. What's the problem? Get down to what caused the problem. Then he'll talk to you. His friend hang with him. His friend's supposed to know his problem. His friend's supposed to know what's going on with his friend. Man, please. Come hurry up, get out from him. With that clean uniform on,
But think about it. We've lost
been
3
touched.
lives.
Ain't even been worked.
We have to find some way to start preventing that. But right now, just know that if you're acting violently in this city, Chicago Police Department we're not going to sit on our hands.
Now you mad at this. Now you listen to what he's saying? Y'all don't hear, I'm upset, y'all. That's why y'all hear a little laugh, a tinkle. I'm upset. That's how I do it. It's not a laugh. I'm taking a breath. Listen to what how he talking to them young people. Listen. That little boy was angry about something. Maybe he was protecting himself in a situation. And then you want to sit on TV. I'm just telling y'all right now that y'all do something wrong now. We're going to lock y'all up. Oh, y'all show, man. Hurry up. I'm not going to say nothing else.
We are going to reach out in every way that we can to make sure that we keep this city safe. I want everybody to understand one thing. These detectives and the Chicago Police Department did the work that they did because they actually care. They cared about bringing this person into custody so that they could not go out, reoffend, hurt.
Listen, we understand that part. Trust that. We want them to be held responsible. But the way you standing right here, y'all ain't saying nothing when they changed the gun law. Y'all was voting for that stuff. Now what you gonna do? They're gonna try it. They're gonna try y'all. I know young people. I work with them. They're gonna try y'all just to see is y'all telling the truth what you say you're gonna do. But institutionalizing them and just throwing the keys away, throwing them in the jail, they ain't learning nothing. When they get them, soon they get in there, they get a bond. They have a bond. Soon they get locked up, they get a bond hearing. Well, he ain't never been in trouble before. I just looked his name up. He never been in trouble before, and he never did this. That's what's coming on next. When y'all gonna talk about the person of interest? Y'all hit that like button. Okay, hit the like button.
Or kill someone else. They got to see the carnage. They see this every single day. These people actually care. And for far too long, the narrative has been that the men and women of the Chicago Police Department doesn't care about people in these communities. You look at this diverse team up here, they care about those people in the communities, all communities across this city, and they're working equally hard no matter where they are in this city, and they'll continue to do so. So with that, just understand the Chicago Police Department is here to work, and I'd like to thank State's Attorney Fox for her partnership in this, and Alderman Wilhall for standing here with us.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Let me let y'all go. Okay, y'all put y'all reaction down. You know, when you get a chance, put your voice. Your voice mean a lot. If we don't start voicing our opinion as a community, nothing will happen. Nothing. We need our mother and our father to raise these kids. We don't need no anything raising the kid. Anybody can be a dad and a mama. But everybody can't be no parent. Now, I'm sorry I got kind of irritated because politically I am listening to what he's saying. And the only person I can really agree with this woman right here, when she mentioned her own son, it's kids. They are responsible and accountable for their action. Okay, we know about that. Okay? Y'all, I'm gone. I'm out.